First of all, good evening.
Good evening.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, first and foremost. You know, I was inspired to speak here at Youth Huddle for two reasons. These two young ladies right here, who I really don't know, but I heard them speak, so the irony to hear Ashley, I get y'all confused too. Ashley talk about them and how inspiring they are as young women. It's just, you know, speaks to what I spoke to my co-worker Sashay about, who's also going to be speaking tonight. You know, I asked also some friends of mine to come. You know, I asked some friends to come to support you guys. Because I'm so impressed by them, you know, and what they're doing with their lives, and I just want to support them. And I want to support Youth Huddle. I'm a part of the Second Chance Committee here. I've spoken live on the radio several times.
Explain what that is, for those who don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. The Second Chance Committee, I'm a board member on the Second Chance Committee. The Second Chance Committee is about helping people men and women that are formerly incarcerated that come home and being supportive to them. And actually where I work at, you know, just to tell a little bit about myself, I work at HUDDLE College. And we're a referral service there as a part of a criminal justice investment initiative that was started by the Manhattan Attorney's Office to help people to find resources. And that's what we do at HUDDLE College. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, first and foremost, I want to talk to you today about how to develop a larger vision of yourself. And my co-worker is going to, Sashay, is going to talk about decision making. Just to give you a little bit about myself, I'm a surviving middle child of 3 boys. I had a younger brother, an older brother who didn't make it, you know, to be where I'm in today. I'm also the 2nd generation of incarcerated male in my family to serve a life sentence. In 1975, my father was sentenced to 15 years to life. Approximately 10 years later, I found myself in prison too, with my father, serving 31 years of life. And this is what we go through, you know, in the community where we come from. I grew up in Parkway, Queens. My father caught a manslaughter case out there. I wound up, and I'm not proud of this, I wound up murdering a retired New York City police officer in a gun shootout in 1986. And I'm sharing this with you because this is some of the pain that I carry around, you know, things that I've done in my community. I used to rob drug dealers in 1986 in the crack era. And I was a part of the Nation of Gods and Earths. I was a 5%, they called me Fuquan. And, you know, I was just growing up wrong. And it was based on a lot of decisions I was making. It was also based on my environment. I'm not making excuses, but there were reasons why we did the things that we were doing. You know, we don't own planes, we don't own ships, and this stuff gets into the country somehow. And it winds up in our neighborhoods. And not that we have to do the things that we do, but when you take all the resources from us and you say, here goes some things you could do, you know, we make bad decisions, and Sashay is going to talk about decision making. But what I want to talk about today is how to develop a larger vision yourself. How do you be in an environment like that and still persevere and come up out of that? You know, so, and I'm going to share that with you because I didn't do it in here, I did it while I was away in prison. I lost my mind out in the world. This is funny, I lost my mind out here, but I found it inside of a prison. You know, so I say that to say that you out here in a place where there's a lot of resources, a lot of support. And this place right here, I used to listen on the radio when I was away. And I got inspiration from a man that I didn't know, I never met. And it's, you know, and it's their fathers, you know, Ashley and Dominique's father. I would listen to him on the radio and he would inspire me. You know, what can I do? You know, when I was away, I also, I didn't have a GED, I had no education, and it wasn't because I was dumb. I just wanted to be liked, I guess, and wanted to be stupid, and that's what people like, dumb and stupid people for some reason. You know, when I was growing up. And when I went away, I decided that, you know, I was going to better myself. And what happened to make me decide that is that I didn't want to die the man that I was. When you have 31 years of life, you're only 20 years old. You can't see that, you know, and I thought I was actually going to die in prison. People used to tell me, yo, you got to the lights burn out, to the sun burn out. And I believed them, because you couldn't see that. So I said to say, I began to developed a large vision of myself inside of special housing unit. I was in a box because I used to get in trouble a lot. So I was in a special housing unit away from the population, solitary confinement. And I just looked at my life and I just started realizing that I didn't like myself. Like, how did I become this person? Because my mother didn't raise me that way. My mother raised me, I was a happy kid, and, you know, everybody liked me. You know, and I realized that I just stopped liking myself. And I began doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. But when I began to look at myself when I was away, I began to like the person that I was before. And I wanted to get that person back. So I began to go to school in prison, got my GED, and thank you for that. I'm going to tell you why that clap is important. You know, I went on from there to get my associate's degree, you know, my bachelor's degree, my master's degree. But the reason why I thank you for the clap for the GED, because I couldn't got the master's degree without the GED. That was my first step toward my journey to get my GED, and it took a while. I got my GED like in 90-something, I got my master's in 2007. And I still had 10 years left to do in prison, by the way. So I had 31 years of life. So mind you, 86 I got locked up, and since 2007 I got my master's. Still got 10 years. Got all the education I can get. So what I decided to do was to help people. I decided that I was going to help the mentally ill. In prison, those people are, you know, marginalized, they're disrespected, and they're called bug-outs, and people just throw them away. And I decided I was going to go to a special unit where they housed them at. I was going to work with them. And I began working with the mentally ill for 4 years until I got burned out. Then I began just utilizing all the energy I had into helping people. And I began to get blessed by that. You say you like helping people? Just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Just keep doing that, and you're going to have everything that you want in life. I'm going to tell you that. They say you help somebody, you help yourself. And it's so true. It's so true. Those blessings, not that you're looking for them. When you do that, you're putting good things out into the universe. When I was doing the negative things I was doing, that's why I got 31 years. Since then, I've been putting all that good stuff out there. I'm living my, y'all know what your best life is till you get 2 of them. You know, I got a second one, and I'm not going to work. So get back to, you know, the story itself and how I developed a larger vision of myself. I just began to look at myself and say, you know, what do you want? Like, why did you begin doing the things you were doing? You were around negative people, negative energy. So that's why you were doing negative things. If you be around positive, you're going to do positive things. So once I began to understand the concepts and the ideas of developing a larger vision of yourself, how you see yourself, that's basically what it is. A lot of us have this low self-esteem about us. We have an opinion of how other people see us. Right now, I don't care how anybody sees me. It's about how I see myself. You know, I don't want to be liked by most people. You know what I mean? Because what does that really matter to me? You know, as long as I take care of my family, you know, my community, and myself, then I should be all right. And that's what I'm trying to do by coming here and doing what I'm doing right now. You know, so I say that to say, once I began to understand the principles and the ideas and the concepts of making better decisions, that's what this is all about. Just making better decisions. I could, you know, guys come home every day, and they're lost when they got here. Because you know what? They was in the yard smoking weed, smoking K2. Believe that. They smoke K2 in there too. And they're doing these things instead of helping themselves, they're hurting themselves, and they get back out here in the same circumstances. So they got to start back all over again what they were doing. So it's a vicious cycle. Actually, it's you set up and fail. These programs they have inside the prison are privately funded programs. And there are people that actually care about people in prison. They're starting to do things about it. And they're funding these programs, college programs, initiatives, you know, all types of stuff. You're talking about a criminal justice investment initiative that the Manhattan District Training Office is doing. It allowed me an opportunity to provide some resources to my community. It allowed me an opportunity to have a job. It allowed me an opportunity not to come home and have to hurt anybody. It allowed me an opportunity to use my degrees. You know, and that's why I come here now and volunteer my time. Because I feel that's important as well. You know, I just want to continue by saying this, and I want everybody to try to understand is that how important it is. You create what you think about. You know? You really create what you think about. All I ever thought about was being a gangster. That's all I wanted to be. And I became that. People fed me in different levels. But what happens to gangsters, though? Gangsters either die or they go to jail for a long time. I thank God I didn't die. You know? And I did 30 years. Out of the 31 years, I did 30 years, 5 months, 25 days. I haven't been home. I've been on 20 months. I actually, on October the 2nd, and it's because I told this young lady who I work with, who I met at my job, October 2nd, 2017, I said I'm not going to be here for the rest of the year. I'm going to find something else to do. On October 2nd, I accepted another job. 1 year later, October 2nd, I accepted another job and gave them a 2-week reservation. On my anniversary, the day I started, I met her.
Wow.
And I got the job I got now, I'm making $15,000 more. And it's for the mayor's office. And I'm saying all this not to say that I'm doing anything special. It's this opportunity that I can see that most people can't. Their lenses are a little foggy out there for some reason. You know, all I see is air and opportunity comes from the place that I came from. And when I think about what's going on in the streets, what I'm actually going to be doing is going to be a part of a core emergency response team. I'll be with a social worker and we'll be responding to people in distress. As you know, the mayor's wife, Charlene McCray, she is a big proponent of mental health services. And the reason why is because her daughter has that. We also have that. I have that. People in this room right here have it, don't even know they have it. Anytime you can live in your community and things that are happening there become normal to you, then you got some mental illness. Or such as you got shot, and then you look, okay, he's shot, okay, well, what y'all doing later on? Y'all just move right on like somebody got shot that you know. Like it ain't even happen, but it did. But that's the reality we live in today. So what I'll be doing, I'll be responding to people in distress, either with mental illness, or these brothers out here that you see every day that's walking around here like zombies on this K2 and they OD. So I'll be doing that. And it's not really what I want to be doing actually, but I'm trying to get into a situation where I can get at the table where decisions are being made, to be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you something. They used to take me to the meetings at HUDDLE College. She can testify to this. They used to take me to the meetings at HUDDLE College. So when the DAs used to hear me speak, and they knew how much time I did, and they saw the things I was doing, they was like, well, how are you doing this, basically? So they wanted to talk to me aside and find out if, you know, what is it you would do? What is it you want to do in order to get the ideas and utilize them themselves? That's not what's going to happen because I realize that people want to say they want to help, but they really don't. You know, we got to be our answers to our own problems. We have the solution right through. This young brother right here knows what's going on in the streets. He knows what time it is, because I knew what time it was. He knows how to affect change in his community if he wants to. All he got to do is be an example. Do the right thing. Somebody gonna see him, oh, you used to be banging? You ain't banging no more, you doing this. And then that's how you influence change in your community. People see me come on that did time, they still can't figure out how I'm doing. They say, you ain't been on 2 years. I've been on 8. And I ain't at where you at. I'm gonna tell you a secret. And there was a man here that used to say this, and I believe he spoke in the House of Justice, maybe, or I know Reverend Sharpton marched with him. Martin Luther King, everybody think about I have a dream, but he said so many poignant things. But one of the things he said I'll never forget is that he said people without a vision shall perish. So when I was away, even though I was in a place where I could have perished, I developed a larger vision of myself. I began to think about what I could do under these circumstances and began to do it. You know, see, we don't have a vision and we out here perishing.
That's right.
Where do you see yourself? I'm going to ask you, I'm not picking on you, bro, but you the only, you know, G up in here. So I'm going to ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, bro. 5 years, see the community while see that dramatically change. At the very least.
And where do you see yourself? I know ground will gentrify just like Harlem, but I'm saying, where do you see yourself in that gentrification?
I know I want to be making moves, moving around, not staying in one place. So, I don't know. I use it, like, same thing you're saying, with opportunity out there, even there's opportunity everywhere, bro. It's mad resources, so all I do is take it from it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, you just got to figure out how to do that. Now, you got to, have you looked into anything like that lately? Like, you know, find out how you're going to get involved in a movie? Do you know what it takes to make a movie? All that stuff is important. I'm not thinking, I just wanted to see what you're going to say. Because I'm going to ask you this. It's a simple question. Who are you? should be.
Somebody asked.
It should be, because we don't talk about it. It's not. No, it's not. It's no. You're right, sister. It's not. But it should be. You should know who you are. Right or wrong? If I asked you that, would you answer it? You could answer it, you couldn't? Of course you could. Of course you could. That's why you should be able to answer this as well. Who are you? And it's okay. Because when somebody asks me a question, I did the same thing, bro. And it's okay. But if we can't begin to talk about that and figure out who we are, then how we ever want to develop an entrepreneur? We don't know who the hell we are. And that's all I'm saying. What's your name, bro? I can't. Tyshawn. And that's just love from me to you, man. I want you to think about this tonight. Who the hell am I?
And don't laugh because
it's not, no. It's not, this is not a joke because nine out of 10 y'all couldn't tell me who y'all are. So it's nothing funny, it's just that I'm talking to you like this because I wish somebody would have did it for me when I was your age. So I could have tried to figure out who the hell am I, instead of trying to be like anybody else. That's our problem. We have uniqueness in this room. And I see it when I come in, I see it in these two young ladies. They always shine and standing out, dominating. You know what I mean? And I'm nothing wrong with that. I need some other stuff doing this stuff too. You know? I'm gonna be honest with you. And I never really will say I'm ashamed to be a black man, because I'm not. However, and it's not a but and not a however, I don't see a lot of examples for me, I'm saying, as a real G. Out here in these streets, I can say, oh, this dude's got swag, he's smart, he's about his community, he's about his family. I don't see a lot of that. You know, I don't see a lot of men that are respected by you guys out in the streets. Y'all look at old heads and say, oh, mess with that dumb crackhead. Y'all don't respect old heads. Y'all don't respect men, huh? In your mind, right? Yeah, in your mind. I know what you're saying. I see it every day. I'm in tune with what's going on here in the culture. And it's disgusting to the sense that y'all don't respect us. But I can't blame you. But you're going to respect me. Because I command it. Because I respect you. I love you. So you have no choice. You know, that's what we're going to be doing, man. And I'm hoping to have other opportunities to engage y'all on a mentorship level if I have the time, because my time is really crazy. But I'm looking at you, bro, and I feel your energy, man. I feel your pain, bro, because I was there, bro. I'm just telling you. And I don't want you to become what I was. I want you to become what I'm trying to become now. You know? And I'm going to tell you something. That comes from the lack of men like myself coming to brothers like you and talking to them. That's not, let me say this. The condition of the way they are for young people, man, y'all ain't y'all fault. We ain't give y'all nothing.
Right, come on.
Nothing.
Right.
We wasn't, first of all, most was in prison.
Yes.
Or somebody was on drugs, and somebody was doing the clubs, and we ain't getting nothing. All we told you is money over everything.
Yeah.
Get it how you get it. And that's what y'all did. Y'all tried to get it how y'all did it. And that's not right. Y'all wasn't taught the right things. And I can't, okay, I got you, young lady. I can't change that, what you were taught, but I can try to give you what is important to you right now. Yes, what's your name first?
Saint Angel.
Saint Angel? Wow. Okay.
I have two questions. My first question is, was it hard for you to find a job, even though you had a master's degree, but you had a felony charge?
It wasn't hard enough.
Repeat the question.
Was it hard for him to find a job, even though he had a master's degree with a felony on his record?
It wasn't hard at all. And I'm telling you that the crime that I'm going to be working for the Department of Health. It's difficult to get a city job. And then also on top of that, you kill somebody that type of prominence. And I just feel like I deserve the opportunity, the chance. And they give it to me, and I'm not going to let them down. I didn't let Hunter College. Hunter College is, they're trying to get me to come back. They're trying to get me to come back. So I'm saying to say that you put your stuff behind you that you dealt with already, and you just move forward.
That's it.
And you don't look back.
Move forward.
For what? Unless you want, only when I look back, so I'm looking back now, I'm trying to help somebody. I'm telling you the story. I don't look back otherwise than that. I look forward. And there's nothing but air and opportunity out here. What's your second question?
My second question is how you told him, I was telling my friend that I was inspired. But I just wanted to know if it was say it was a put boys here, right? And it's like they like how you was, but they probably like not as bad, but like they probably like do the same thing as you. Like, how do you feel that? Like, what do you feel like you would do to help them if you feel like you talking to them, they wouldn't listen? Like,
I would just tell them the consequences that behind every action. I would give them the consequences. I would tell them. And most, you know what the sad thing about it is when I went to prison, I was telling Mr. Gilchrist the same thing. When I went to prison, there were Black Panthers there, not the movie. Like real Black Panthers.
Right.
Herman Bell, you know, Anthony Jalil Bottom. Dudes he's still in prison. Dudes I walked the yard with, and they were in prison for protecting their communities in the 60s. And they've been in prison since then. They didn't want to let them out. You know why? Because they had ideas and concepts. So I would let them know, because the gang stuff came off of the offshoot of that Black Panther movement, because the Black Panthers got arrested, so they just called them little brothers little bloods, which means brother. And they were doing positive things until they really started doing negative things. So that's what happened with that. But I would tell them the consequences. And usually when I talk to young brothers, believe it or not, because they know a real G when they see one, because they can't do what I did, they know they can. They can't even. Today, when prisoners go, when I went to prison, I'm telling you, there was many more around prison looking like Arnold, all of them look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm looking like this. You know what I mean? And you had to respect what was going on around you in prison. Because people were getting murdered around you live in prison. And I'm saying that to say, only reason I'm saying that is because guys know who's real and who's not. You know, so when I usually talk to them, it doesn't have, I don't have a problem. You have a problem with anything I'm saying to you? You respect what I'm saying to you? Can you feel what I'm saying to you? Exactly. Exactly. And that's what it's all about. It's about me respecting you, and you respecting me, and me just being real with you. I'm sorry. Yes. You got your hand up? Oh, you want to say something? Oh, I want you to tell me to stop talking.
No, I wanted to say something to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
About your support system. You know, tell them about Mom.
I will tell them all. I'm definitely going to do it. Go ahead.
I just wanted to think. I'm sorry, tearing up. But
Can you stand up? I'm sorry, we are watching. So.
I don't want to stand up. So you remind me of my brother so much. He would like kind of distract me with the trial, so I wouldn't know what's going on. And he's at that place where he got his GED, but he was in there when he just turned 16, and he's still in there, and he's 27. And it's hard to get someone to the place where it's just like, I'm in here, I messed up, but I'm gonna make the best out of my situation. And he's at the point where it's just like, he don't see no best out of the situation because jail is all he knows, and it's about surviving. So I appreciate your story because it's like I even gave up on my brother because this is like you still in there doing what you're doing, and you're not even trying. And you just like, I just want to say thank you for sharing your story because you actually gave me hope in my brother. That's it.
Can I just say this? I'm sorry to hear that about your brother. There's so many young brothers in there that don't know what to do because there aren't even real men in there left. You know, they just send the kids, a bunch of kids in there, and they don't know what they're doing. They can't even hardly read or write. They can't. One thing about when I was in prison, they taught you how to defend yourself with your mind. You know how to write, you know how to complain, you know how to make a stir. Because in prison, you don't have any real rights. The 13th Amendment tells you that. And you commit a crime, you go to prison, you're a slave again. Did you ever read that and see that?
Yeah.
It's the truth. So that's how you get treated in there. You know, but you do have certain rights. If you stand up, you're smart enough, you know how to speak. You know, they do the right thing by you. You know, much as they can. But you know, I'm so sorry to hear that. And you know, you hang in there and you know, you just keep encouraging him. You keep talking to him. If you don't mind me asking, is he a state prison around like New York State?
He's in right now.
Oh my God. Wow, you know I did 14 years, 7 months there. My friend was there. I hope I ain't telling you this. He was there with me. My friend was there with me. We was in Sing Sing for a long time together. And he used to remember how I used to do when I was in prison, all the stuff I used to do in prison. I'm telling on you too. I wasn't in jail by myself. You was in jail with me.
That's
But the bottom line is, he's also ain't doing good. He's also ain't doing good too. So, you know, men have changed a lot. You raise your hand, brother? I'm sorry. She's first. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I know you said that you're working with like the mental health right now,
But like what you said to us was very inspirational, as Daphne said. So do you ever think about forming like an all boy youth group for those who are out there? Because like a lot of boys are out there and they don't have any resources and they're doing what's wrong. And we need a person like you to talk to them so that our community can strive on. So do you ever think about
I would love to start something like that. That's why I'm actually trying to get the position to be in places like the Department of Health, because they do have initiatives that work with young people. So I can probably utilize their spaces, their services, because I don't have no money to do that. Space and everything. I wish if I did, I would, but I don't. So hopefully we can do something like that. But I'll be honored to come anytime you ask me to, or your partner asks me to speak to some young brothers. Or I just anything, for you guys to try to help. If you have friends or anybody, you think you need to talk to me, I have no problem coming down and talking anytime. You got my word on that. I appreciate it.
I'm dealing with family members who are incarcerated, my nephew and then his son. So I wanted to know, like, how did you prevent yourself from getting institutionalized? Like, you know how sometimes you go in and then that's all you know, so that's all you think about, and then you come out and you go back in, you come out and you go back in. How did you prevent yourself from being institutionalized by the system?
I got first and foremost, I got to say this. It's not easy when you do the same thing over and over. That becomes the insanity. And I just began to in my own way, develop my own programs for myself. I would do certain things at a certain time, or whatever the case may be. I would have certain routines I would follow. And I had a vision that I wanted to one day get out of prison. What was I going to do? People always told me, yo, you got the gift of gab. And to me, in my mind, that meant like, okay, I can get girls. It didn't mean that I can go speak in a lecture, nothing like that. And public speaking, believe it or not, this is one of the hardest, they say one of the hardest things to do, but I feel so comfortable here, like I'm on my couch right now. So, and people get paid a lot of money to do that. Yeah. So, I just feel like I had a vision for myself, and I think that, what I used to ask young people, what I also used to do when I was in prison, after I got burnt out doing the mental health thing, I used to work with a program, a transitional service program. But while I was doing those programs, all these programs, and going to school, I was a part of the Scared Straight program. I was a part of that program for 15 years. So I did that. I exhausted myself while I was in prison also. I did all I could because I had so much time, and I didn't know what I was going to do with all that time, but I found a way, and I got out 20 months ago. January 26, 2017, and on a year later, I joined the National Action Network on the January 20th, the inauguration day of Trump. Wow. Yeah, that was cool too. I came up here, it was really good to see your father, shake his hand, and everything like that. So that was really big. I hope I answered your question.
Wait.
Yes.
You,
yeah.
Hi, how are you? I had an opportunity to meet you last week, and you said you were going to speak. I just thought, all right. Another person that has circumstances is going to share, but I appreciate the way you presented what occurred. Sometimes when you hear people speak about their experiences, they try to clean it up real nice, or put it in a way that allows people to hear what happened, but not necessarily the outcomes and the ways people change their lives. So I'm just going to piggyback off of what Sam said, because I like the way the youth is coming at you with the energy and the questions. If you were to talk to someone who felt like, oh, that's not going to happen to me, or I'm smarter than that, or I got the hustle, I know what to do in the streets, how would you let them know? Don't get caught out there, because thug life ain't for everybody. Exactly.
It sure ain't. And truth be told, it wasn't for me, but I just had to survive. I just couldn't let my life end the way that it was, and I wasn't coming back out to be no thug anyway. So it really wasn't about the life for me. But I would just tell them, there's consequences. And I think sometimes people got to know what the consequences are. And I didn't know what they were. I didn't understand how deep they were. I didn't understand that I was going to have my mother drag her in the situation. Mr. Gilchrist asked me to tell the story because I did an interview also here with him. And my mother is a phenomenal woman. The reason why I say she's a phenomenal woman, and I look at y'all, all y'all phenomenal women in here, and it's like, yeah, they're phenomenal men. And I'm not putting us down, I'm not saying anything like that, but it just, I just feel at a loss sometimes when I look at my brothers. Am I wrong for feeling that? I don't know. However, my mother, when my father went to prison in 1975, I'm telling the truth. I'm gonna let it be told. They weren't even together. My mother, that type of woman, she just went back to him. And stayed with him for 15 years. And then she finished out the time with me. But you know what my father did? He came home and acted like a fool. And that's unfortunate. That's my father, like. But he came back like a fool, and they didn't even last 3 years after she did 15 years with him. And the unfortunate thing is that that happens a lot. The women in prison, and women that do that, you know, the black women that are so special. And we act like a fool. So I say all that to say, my mother, without support, I'll just say for me, my father didn't appreciate it. I certainly did. I wouldn't have made that with him. And there were times when I had, you know, times where I was just down. You know, one time I was really down bad. And she came to see me. And I said to her, she said, what's wrong? I said, I don't know. She said, what's wrong? I said, I don't think I'm going to make it. I didn't want to admit that. I said, I don't know. I had 15 years in. And I had 16 more to do. And I said, I don't think I'm going to make it. She said, what you say? I don't know if I can do all this time. She said, what? She said, don't ever say nothing like that to me. You my child. You my seed. You strong.
That's right.
You going to make it.
That's right.
When she said that to me, it sort of took me by surprise because I never heard my mother like get gangster on me. She got gangster on me. I said, okay, I'm gonna make it. You know, and I began to understand that, and that's what I did. I just started making it. Ashley, will you tell me to stop?
No. I got a question.
Yeah.
I was telling her not to say anything. But the influence of your friends or the wrong circles. Like I know a lot of young boys that are smart and like focused, but if they hang out in the wrong environment and they want to be cool with their friends, or if their friend's the big homie and he smokes, they gonna go smoke, or he gonna go steal something from somebody, they gonna do it too. So it's a few huddles. We got 2 huddles that's in jail right now, and it's over some like small things, but it's just like they just didn't listen. So how do you, like they said, how do you reach somebody that it's like you feel like you keep telling them the right thing, they know better, they know it's not right, but they continue to do it because they're in the wrong crowd and they want to be cool to that crowd.
My mother used to say something I never understood it. She said, a hard head make a soft heart.
Yes, come on.
So sometimes people gonna go through things, and it's unfortunate because you can't stop somebody from doing something. That's what they're gonna do. But what I would do is, if I had an opportunity, I would just share with them my story of what I went through, and which is the same thing they're going through today. It's no different. We had big homies back then too. We was trying to be like everybody else back then too as little dudes. But then you look see where these dudes wind up.
Yes.
What am I doing?
Yes.
Why am I following this dude when I'm smarter than him besides that? Or because everybody else following him? They ain't gonna be dumb, not me. I'm going another way. But you know what it is too, Ashley? I don't think it's not a lot out here for them to follow positivity.
Yeah.
When you think about it, there ain't nothing but some negative stuff out here. You know, so that's not an excuse, because ignorance is no excuse to the law. They're gonna serve you. You know, I think about them young brothers that killed that brother Junior in the Bronx. All of them, well, how many was it? 30? They all gonna get life. Life. Do you know what life is? I did 31 years. I mean, I did 30 years, 5 months, 25 days. That, I can't even, still figure out. I know how I did it. But it's just like, I can't wrap my mind around it. That I spent the majority of my life was in prison. I was 20 when I left. So all I'm saying is that those are the consequences you got to think about. Do you want to do that? Yes?
What feedback do you have for us for like, say if we have friends who we know are out there doing something bad, what do you have for us to say?
Bring it to the huddle. Bring it to the huddle. Invite them. Invite them to the huddle. Because this is the best influence they can have. You guys influence me. I'm seeing y'all talking, wow, I can imagine them in 5 years. They're going to get there. You know? You know, there was a woman here, and you guys, I see where maybe they greet them for me. I look at Ashley and Dominique, Tamika Mallory. I heard about her when I was away, and I sent her something. You know, I sent her a video of me speaking, and she loved it. And she was supposed to get back in contact with me, however we lost communication. But the bottom line is that, bring them in. You know, so like I said, if you ask me to come, I'll come and speak to them. We can have one-on-ones, whatever they want to do. I'm open for, I'm game for it. So let's do it.
I have a question. Because you know how you said something about Beyonce? I mean, the skin strip thing. I was going to ask you about that. But You know, like how you was like, well, the question I asked earlier about like the boys and stuff, and you was like telling the consequences. So you know, like when people like go on the show or whatever, like the kids or whatever, and like they like experience, they don't really experience how it is being jail, but they like get to witness it, and it kind of
still act crazy?
Yeah, it kind of like frights them and stuff. So it's like they understand and they go home and don't like, they don't do what they used to do, or maybe they do, but it takes a while. Like, how do you get somebody to like understand? How do you get somebody that like never been through that? Because I don't think they have anything like that in the big city. How do you get somebody that like have no way of actually experiencing or being able to see it? Like maybe they'll go visit their brother in jail, but it's like it's a visitor room. Like that's nothing. Like we talking, like everything's fine. How do you get somebody to understand? Like you can know the consequence, but how do you get them to understand the consequence? Like understand how to know it.
Well, first of all, you said there's no program like that in New York. That's not true.
Like the Scared Straight program?
I just told you I did it for 15 years, the Sing Sing. I was in New York State. So that Sing Sing is not that far from the Bronx, actually, Westchester. It's Austin, New York. So they actually have every Thursday, once a week on a Thursday, or once a month on a Thursday, they do have Scared Straight programs you can go to a Sing Sing. That's local. I mean, that's not that far. It's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Okay, not that bad, right? Okay, see, there you go. So yeah, there are programs like that. So to give somebody understanding consequences, look at a cell, that would be an excellent opportunity for them to go to a prison itself and see it, talk to men that are actually doing time. And I would like to, even if I could talk to somebody and maybe connect and see how we can get guys and girls to go up to Sing Sing and visit the program.
Right.
You know, if you're interested, you guys are interested, you game, you know people that want to go, we can do it. Yeah, you can go this way. You can see hundreds of men at one time living in cages. Like, you know, so we can talk about that.
Whoa.
Yes. Anybody? I want my coworker to speak, so I want y'all to hear from her too. She has a story too. We don't have a whole lot of time, so I want to introduce her. Her name is Sashay Brady. I'm gonna let her tell her own story, but I'm gonna give her a little plug. 26 years old, master's degree, Hunter College.
Hey guys, how are you? Good, I'm so happy to be here. So, my coworker Anthony Small, which is my mentor, I have learned so much just meeting him. I didn't have a lot of mentors growing up. So, I'm from East Harlem. I used to live on the west side, I used to live on 40th, and I went through my struggles. As a young girl, you know, father not here, brother not here. And I had to find my own way to love myself. I get emotional, so this is me being free and allowing you guys to know that you can cry. And when you're healing, this is what happens. And so I went through my struggles of trying to figure out who I was as a woman. Right? Growing up, no father, great mother taking good care of me, grandparents taking good care of me, but I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my purpose. So I want you guys to go home and ask yourself, what is your purpose? What's your purpose in life? It didn't take me until I got into, thank you so much. It didn't take me until I got into my late 20s to figure it out, what I want to do. I know I love working with people, that's my passion. But I still didn't love myself. I still didn't know who Sashay was. I knew I was a great person. I hung out with the wrong crowd, messing with different guys, not loving myself. But I can say that because I see all you young ladies here, and I want to impact you and tell you, love yourself. Learn, have a vision of who you are as a woman. Know what you bring to the table. When you start to know what you bring to the table, everything else is way clearer. Your decisions start to be better. I went to Hosos College, dropped out. I went away, I went to Sullivan, New York, dropped out. Failed all my classes, they kicked me right out. And what I said, everything I've been doing for you, and this is how you're gonna pay me, you getting kicked out of college? Came back home. Sashay, what are you gonna do? I gotta get my life together. Now I'm 19, 20, trying to figure it out. What am I gonna do? So I said, you know what, this time, I'm gonna get it right. When I said this time, I meant this time. I applied for political college in the Bronx. I got my associate's degree. I went on, I got my bachelor's, and then I stood and got my master's in human services. going to college, and they accepted me. And I've been working there, I made a year. And I love it. I love working with people. I love giving back. I want to help other young ladies like yourself and tell you, love yourself. I want to be that mentor and empower other young ladies that I didn't have mentors growing up. I had to figure it out on my own. And you can have a great mother, but you yourself have to figure it out for you. It's nothing that your mother can do to help you and your family if you don't know who you are. You just going around and do what they want you to do. But what do you want to do? Who are you? Can you tell yourself who you are? It's easy and done for someone to tell you that, but if you don't believe in yourself, it'll be so hard. It's not until I met Anthony Small, my mentor, that helped me believe in myself. I had to sit down and say, you know what, I want this. Anybody can tell you believe in yourself, but if you don't want it, it's not going to happen. And that goes for family and it goes for friends too. When you start to believe in you, you believe everything else around you. And that means choosing the right friends, knowing exactly where you stand, being confident in yourself. And I had to learn that and say, you know what, I don't want to keep on the same patterns on and on and on and on. It's not doing me no good. So I had to fix myself and say to myself, you have something to give to the world. You got this. And I put myself through college on my own. My parents was happy with a bachelor's degree. And I said, you know what? I want more than that. I put myself through master's degree. Trust me, it was a struggle. I worked full-time, but I had a vision. Because I knew what I wanted. I wanted that master's degree, and I was going to get it. And everything else, my friends, no longer here. I stayed alone. And I'm going to do this alone. I push myself. You have to push yourself and believe. But start believing now. Don't believe later on. Believe now. Look at yourself, write it down on the paper. Who am I? What can I bring to the world? What you doing now? What can you bring to the world? Helping people? How can I help? How can I change someone's mind? Yeah, that young girl who you feel like she got it all together, I bet you sit there, she don't know who she is. And I do it all the time. Never judge anyone. Let me tell you. I'm a big advocate on being very non-judgmental. That's just in my spirit. I'm just a genuine person. Don't judge nobody. You never know what somebody gonna do.
Come on.
It's always a hand in judging somebody else, crying for help. Trust me. But it's always good to sit down and talk to somebody because you never know. Be that open ear. Sometimes people just need somebody to talk to.
Right.
And it's fine to just sit down and listen to somebody. Because a lot of times in the world that we live in right now, we all going through something. Something is eating us in our hearts and we don't know how to express it. Right. But when you find somebody that you can talk to, they'll help you. It's nothing feeling like, you know what, I need somebody to talk to. There's nothing wrong with that. Because trust me, everything was eating at me and my soul, and I had to get it out. Yeah. And he helped me with that. And now I can share it, feel confident, say, you know, I did this in the past, growing up, and look where I'm at today. The only one from my family with a master's degree. The only person. But the most important thing I'm going to tell you is to always stand strong. Don't never listen to nobody else. Do your own thing. Believe in yourself. Because people are going to say whatever they want to say.
Come on.
That's just life. That's just life. If you believe everything somebody tells you, you're going to break down. Because you don't know who you are. Stand strong, believe in yourself, and know who you are, and you're going to move forward. And never judge nobody. Helping hand is always a great hand. And I learned that. In the morning, say good morning to somebody. They don't say it back, that's fine. Good afternoon, have a great day. That goes a long way. We wake up every single day to fight. Go to school, right? Maintain income. We go through a lot in this community. It's not easy every day to wake up with a positive attitude. I have my days too, but then I sit down and say, I know what I'm thankful for. And I know what I'm doing. So the best thing to do is always fight, think positively, and always help someone else. Always. That goes a long way. Yes. Just saying hi to somebody. Saying you're pretty to somebody. I'm a big advocate on really bigging up women. That's my biggest thing. And I see in this community, I'm only 26, so I see all the time. People look at me like I'm competition. We not competition with each other. In the black community, that's what goes on. Girls hating on each other for what? Why you hating on me? That's right. We can build so much together. I see all the time. I really want to change that. That we all competition with each other. We all want to fight with each other for nothing at all. No reasons. We don't have no reason to even do that. But we designed to do those things. Yes. We designed to think that way. She's my enemy. No, you're not. No, you're not. How? You're trying to do the same thing that I'm doing. We can help each other. But we all want to sit there and hate on each other. We don't know what you're going through. We don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're going through. It's bottled in. Because why we don't trust each other? We designed to do that. We designed to not trust each other, to hate each other, to not congratulate when our friends go to college, or we move when we're doing something great, to acknowledge your friend. I see it all the time, even older women. You're supposed to be congratulating me. You made your mistakes, but teach me different. How you gonna teach me different if you're not even complete with yourself? And not times people are not complete with themselves, and they angry, and they hurt, and they've been through so much trauma, and they never got a chance to sit down and talk to somebody about it. Because they just went on through life, bottling everything in, having to do this the next day, trying to make ends meet, and keep it pushing. And one thing I want to say that we always want to do in the community is act like we got it all together. And we struggling. We feel like we bad for saying, you know, we going through this. No, a dope person is saying what they've been through. And saying, you know what, I'm going to fix it. I'm here. That's a dope person. That one thing about dope, dope is acknowledging what you've been through and able to come and say, you know, this is where I'm at today. Amen. And bringing up other women and other people's accomplishments. We don't do that. We feel like we can't do that. Why? Why? Why can't I share my accomplishments with you? You my friend. Come on. Why can't I do that? What's wrong with that? I'm supposed to do that. We're supposed to enjoy each other. Not hate each other, not feel jealous of each other for what? Where does that come from? But again, we designed to think that way. That we're supposed to hate on each other. And it's not right, it's not true. So I want to keep that energy here. I love the energy and the positivity that you guys have. It's very unique. And I think that a lot of you need to come out and really share what they're going through and not feel like they got to have it bottled in or it's all together. Because as a community, we're disconnected in so many different ways with the wrong things. That's why we messed up. Because we're so disconnected with the wrong things to take us all focused. There should be a lot of women like me coming here and talking to you guys. I probably could learn so much from you guys. So many different ideas. But what we don't want to do, we want to do the wrong things. This is the positive things to do for the community. Give back. Show that black people are dope. Yeah.